7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
The Savachi syndrome, I'm telling you, I'm like, well, holy shit, that was crazy. Wait for it. Thick and slick. Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show, episode number 195. It's the most uninformed moto podcast on the interwebs. We are here in studio to wrap up the second race of the year that we were actually at live in person, Indianapolis. Going to be a bit of a shorter show this week. Basically, we just got back from being on the road there, and me and Justin do not want to take a break for 2 hours and then reconvene and start this over. So we're just going to knock this show out here. No guests, just me and Justin in studio, banging out what we know, what we've seen, what we saw last night while we were at the races yesterday during the day. And yeah, pretty much just going through it that way. So before we get started, just want to thank our sponsors. First off, Energy Fuel, the best fucking drink out there. Keep yourself fueled, energized, and strong from start to finish. Pick yours up today at CoachRobStore.com. Also want to thank Premier Custom Trailers. If you need a trailer, commercial or residential, Premier Custom Trailers has what you need. They work with the best manufacturers in the industry and specialize in all your trailer needs. Sales, service, parts, or rentals, they do it all. PremierCustomTrailers.com, located 5 minutes south of Kalamazoo on US 131 in Schoolcraft, Michigan. They put the custom in customer service. Also, our final presenting sponsor, been with us from the beginning, is my personal company, TLR Coatings, Michigan's #1 custom powder coating shop. From two-tone wheels to motorcycle frames to small batch production jobs, TLR Coatings will powder coat anything metal the right way. If you're looking for some custom Cerakoting, we do that too. TLR Coatings, serving Southwest Michigan and the surrounding areas for over 5 years. Check them out at TLRcoatings.com or on all the major social media networks at TLR Coatings. Also on board with us, Alias Sport, Dirt Bike Depot, JT Cycle, Adept Creative Co., Gutter Worx, Holester Co., Isaac Nelson Designs, and Clutch Media. Links in the description below to all our sponsors. If you want to support us with some merch or buy some stuff on Amazon to help us out or anything like that, you can. There are links in the description down below. Thanks to our couple of Patreons we got going on right now. Thank you to you guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. And the best way you can help us out is just to share the content, share the podcast, share the YouTube videos, share the YouTube clips we put up. So make sure to share all that. You can find us obviously on all the major podcast networks. So we are going to start off with 450s here and wrap that up. So 450s brought to you by JT Cycle. JT Cycle serving Battle Creek, Michigan for the over 30 years. Stop in to check out their full selection of Beta, Gas, Husky, Suzuki motorcycles and power sports products. If you need something for around the house, they help keep things nice and trimmed up. They have that too with a full lineup of Echo, Aaron's, Gravely, and Simplicity. Visit jtcycle.com or follow them on Instagram at jtcyclebc. So, 450 class, mind you, we're going into this with no notes, just what we saw with our own eyes. Let's start with the biggest story of the night. A-Ray fought a raper in the heat race. It was awesome.
And let's use the word fight loosely, because let's be real, I don't know how many of the people that are watching the show know how hard it is to fight in a full set of gear and a helmet.
Let me just tell you,
what?
Neither one of those boys played hockey.
No.
Because you put a hockey player in that gear where they don't have to stand on ice skates, balance on two razor blades, it looks a lot different.
But you do have to remember, too, though, and I definitely agree with you, not disagreeing at all, but obviously full-face helmets in moto, not full-face helmets in hockey unless you're a goalie, and boots are a lot heavier than skates.
Oh, no, we used to fight in full-face helmets, too.
Okay, well, the boots are a lot heavier than skates.
Trust me. I was very good at.
And you also have a. Never mind. We're not going to get into all that. It's just, it's really, anybody that does that is just really freaking stupid and whatever. It was funny at the time, and
it's the greatest thing I've seen all
we
year.
still have not seen the whole incident from start to finish. You only see the back end of the sequence, and obviously, Raper got into it with A-Ray, which caused Joan Cross to almost land on A-Ray. So I don't know. I mean,
No, it wasn't almost land on. Dude,
Well, he
he
landed on, yeah.
fucking plowed him.
Yeah,
Like, the
so-
fact that A-Ray wasn't hurt from Joan Cross jumping into him is
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
yeah. So the whole thing was, I don't know. It was just a crazy night. Just compounded all of the shit that was going on. But
I don't know what happened there, but whatever Raper said to him did not sit well with A-Ray. So apparently he called him something more than sketchy.
Probably. I mean, the last time we had seen that was when Weston teed off on Vince Freeze, and that was an actual, like, just a beating. That wasn't even a fight.
Can we just do great moments at the races and just show nothing but people like Chicken and Matasevich fighting?
Oh God! Go back to some Bradshaw days,
yes.
Morocco. Yeah,
Yes.
it'd
Can
be
we just
great.
go to that stuff?
Yeah, no, that was great. Pissed off at A-Ray though because he cost me fantasy points.
I live for this.
But
Look, it wasn't a great fantasy night for either one of us.
No,
all the way
it was
around,
not.
So
It was not.
we'll just skip over that.
yeah.
So anyway, okay, let's start off. Eli Tomac wins that race. I mean,
I don't know, man. Like, he was riding good all day. Kind of the same thing he did in Detroit. Like, he was just okay in the heat race. Like, he got third, I think it was, behind Barsha and Malcolm.
yep.
Just kind of bided his time, sat back there, was watching Barsha. But you gotta.
It's really interesting to me for a guy that could not pass Barsha the last 2 years, to the point that we were making jokes of like he gets to Barsha, and if he gets to Barsha, it's like a force.
Well, we also got to, and we'll talk about it big time in the 250s. We also got to play into the fact that the lappers were brutal last night.
43-second lap times is
Yeah.
a fucking mess.
I mean, I got Kevin Moran's. I'm pretty sure I think he got lapped 3 times. So
Hold on.
I think maybe I'm
on.
mistaken. Okay,
No, you're right.
he was lapped 3 times.
Yeah,
Okay,
he only did 24 laps.
Yeah, okay.
Eli did 27.
so
They lapped all the way up to 7th place. Anderson finished 6th and was the last guy on the lead lap.
yeah. So I mean, lappers were brutal. I mean, that's not taking anything away. Like Eli, like he did what he had to do. He was smart. He sat back, watched Barsha, and we'll talk about him in a second. Barsha was on one all day, so it's not like that was an easy thing for him to do. Like,
Yeah.
Barsha even closed back up at the end of that heat, at the end of that main, and he even got, had he had another lap, he could have made it interesting because I think he was only like a bike length and a half behind Eli's rear wheel going into the finish. But you also got to think about the fact too, and we'll talk to him the further we go down this list, that there was a guy out front at the time that, with a clear track, we know how good he is this year at least, and he got his front end sawed off again. So it's kind of like coulda, woulda, shoulda. Like Eli extended his points. He's on a winning streak. I think this is 4 in a row now. But you also got to have the conversation that would he have won that race had Anderson not got taken out by Barsha for the second time this year?
But is this okay? So this just popped into my head here because obviously, like we've said, we haven't really had a bunch of time to prep. It's not like a normal weekend where we watch it on TV and then we're watching replays and then we're listening to the
Yep.
podcasts that all come out before ours and
Yep.
all this stuff, right?
Nope.
Is this the Eli we've been waiting to see since 2017? The balls fast at points, but just really fast and patient most of the time.
I mean, it depends on what you're looking at it, though, because I think his diehards would be like, oh, we just care about him winning. But then there's the people out there that are just like, well, we want to just see, and we've coined this phrase for I don't know how many, beast mode, probably since the 2015 Hangtown race, beast mode, because Eli, he's always fast. Even when he's struggling, he's fast.
Yeah.
But once again, and I've said it time and time again, that I think straight up this year, and once again, it doesn't matter, Anderson is faster than him. Like speed for speed, it's a minute difference.
Yeah.
But I think speed for speed, Anderson's faster than Eli. And Eli doesn't give a shit at this point. Like he's got a 40. Well, no, I don't know how big the lead is now.
It's
but,
big.
But yeah, like I don't disagree with that. But I mean,
look at last week. We can go back to last week because last week was before the points really got out of control.
Yeah.
Okay. He had a 7-point lead, something like that, 8 points, something. It was low.
Yeah, it was like 6 or 8.
Yeah. So it was low. And like last week, okay, you said last week and this week, very similar. He didn't look great in practice. It was okay, not great. Didn't look great in his heat. Okay, not great. Gets in that main, and he just starts clicking off consistently fast laps and just wears these guys down. He's not beast mode.
Nope.
He's not fucking...
Which I don't know if we'll ever see that again at his
a
age.
second and a half a lap faster in Supercross. But, man, he just is consistently 43.7, 43.8, 43.7, 43.8.
Yeah.
And where these other guys start to fall off, and then next thing you know, he's just right there and just boom, strikes while the iron's hot, and he wins.
I think the hard thing though is that this 2 weekends in a row right now, even though he had passed Anderson, we were there. Anderson, before he knifed the front end and bummed up his shoulder and knocked his dome, like he was mounting a comeback, and we all saw it. I don't care what anybody says. It's hard because because those two have clearly been the best guys and the two fastest guys all year outside of a few times Chase this year. It's hard because we want to see that out of Eli, because even the people that aren't fans of him are like, dude, what have you been doing? Like, you should have won all these titles this year, but then you have bonehead moves. But because those are the two that have been battling back and forth, we want to see those guys battle all the way to the finish when we know it can happen. So it's frustrating because we don't know how that Detroit race would end. Would Eli have won it? Maybe. Would Anderson won it? Maybe. Like, that's the thing that bugs me is people just assume that because Eli got around Anderson and he was behind him and he caught and passed him, that all of a sudden that race was over with. But for us who are there at the races, we saw what was happening, which this is the difference between watching it on TV, so you can see more, but you don't get a good feel for what's going on compared to being at the race.
It was a very yo-yo effect last night.
And it's the same thing. And it's the same thing last night in Indianapolis. Anderson was out front, and Eli was in fourth, if I'm not mistaken, third or fourth. It doesn't really matter. He was behind Barsha, so he was at least third or fourth. We don't know. Anderson could have took off. Like, he was just like, all right, I'm out front. Now I'm just going to sprint for a few laps. And who knows if Eli would have caught it. Maybe he could have.
Maybe.
And that's the frustrating thing is like, people have been mincing my words of what I've been saying this year. People think that I'm just trying to hate on Eli, but that's not what it is. I've obviously been giving him the credit. But the thing, though, is you need to be a realist in saying that Anderson has been his biggest foe. And Anderson, yes, is all these points down now, but you could also say had Anderson not had the issues that he did that was out of his control, Eli wouldn't have been the points leader going into Detroit, or they would have been tied. So you have to have the realistic conversation that goes, yes, Eli did this, this, and this, but then so did Anderson did this, this, and this. So I'm not trying to take anything away from Eli, but it's the same conversation we had 15 years ago with James and RC. When James would go out and win and Ricky would crash, people were like, well, James only won because Ricky, and I'm not comparing the two, but, James only won because Ricky crashed. Well, okay, that's a conversation to be had. It is very true. James may have only won that race because Ricky crashed. So it's the same thing that you got to have with this. When your biggest competitor is the guy that has had issues that were out of his control, or he made a stupid mistake but was right behind you, you can't just assume that, he would have won no matter what just because it's Eli. Like, Anderson has given Eli everything he can handle this year. And like I said, maybe Eli would have won no matter what. I don't know. I can't see the future. I can't go back and revise history, but it just sucks because you don't know. Eli won last night, and that's all the records of good books are going to say, and that's all we're going to be entrenched in our brains.
But Anderson is making me believe that the world works in the way we think it works, which is karma.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
And a higher power, because he's not Bam Bam level.
No.
But he's definitely not the cleanest. He's
but he
not
also,
Ryan Dungey.
He also hasn't had an incident, though, since the Mookie thing in Arlington.
Well, what I'm saying is there's all this little stuff that it's like, man, that, that in my mind, that could be karma coming back from.
It could be.
I mean, look at the old Cole Seeley Ando days, that kind of stuff.
It could be. It could be. It's just, it's frustrating because we're having a battle for the title for like I don't know how many years in a row right now, and it's one of those battles where it's the two fastest guys, and we know it's the two fastest guys, and one of them just seems to be on the back end of some bad luck.
Yeah.
And you make your own luck with race. Same thing with bad starts. Like, everybody's like, he got a bad start. Well, that's his own fault that he got caught in the trash. Like, he got a bad start. That is part of the race, is getting a good start, putting yourself in good situations early. And that's just the final thing I'll say is it's frustrating because Anderson might have won that race last night. Like, Anderson, he won his heat race.
Yeah.
He was good all day, and so was Eli, but Eli didn't win his heat race. Anderson got out front, and he won his heat race.
Yep.
And he made the pass for first on Barsha early, and then Barsha tried to saw off his front wheel again, and he did it, and he accomplished it. But it's like, we don't know, because I'm here to tell you, there's nothing, it's the same thing with Eli. There's nothing that leads me to believe that if Anderson would have got front, and by the time Eli gets into second, and Anderson has a 7-second lead, that Eli was going to track him down. There's nothing that would have told me that would have happened.
No.
And it's the same thing if it would have been vice versa. If Eli would have got out front and Anderson gets into second, Eli's out front by 7 seconds, Anderson's probably not going to catch him. Those two are so close in speed that on a track like that with 43-second lap times, especially, and lappers being that bad, that there's nothing that you can sit here and tell me that they would have, one or the other would have caught the other one.
Yeah, and I mean, it's very telling because how many guys did we say, oh, man, look, he's coming? I mean, it was Marv, it was Mookie, it was Ando, it was Eli.
Yeah.
It was all of a sudden Chase was right there. Like, it was very wild night last night with the yo-yo effect. So let's move to second place, Barsha.
Wow. Not really second, though, remember?
No, they didn't dock him positions.
Oh, they did?
They took, so Barsha and Ando come together. And what I mean by that is Barsha goes straight to the exit of the turn. Like, we couldn't see it because of where we were sitting. There was one corner we couldn't see in the whole stadium. But from what I saw on the replay, Barsha went straight to the exit of that corner off that triple.
Oh, yeah.
Takes off Ando's front wheel, fined 3 points and $3,000.
Wow.
Yeah, never change, AMA.
Sweet.
Never change. But second place, I mean...
He was on one all day, man.
He was.
He was good. He was good. I mean, I was watching him in practice. You know, Barsha, obviously, we know the erratic style. He has a lot of upper body movement, and that's just him. If he's not moving around, he's just uncomfortable. If he doesn't have a lot of body language, that's what loosens him up. You know, we can go over all the different things that he does. But, like, I was watching him in practice, and even though he was never really at the top of the board ever through free practice, Q1, Q2, he was on one. Like, he was one of the very few guys that I saw bust out the 2 over the table after the finish, over the on-off. One of the few guys I saw to figure out early and never really even size it up. I think somebody did it before him, but he was like at least the second guy to do it.
He's in second in points.
Yeah, obviously through some luck. But he rode good, and like I said, man, whether you want to attribute it to lappers or not, those last couple laps, like Barsha closed right back up on him. Yeah. There were a few different times though, man. After the 3.53 going once again over the on-off across the first turn, there was a couple times though that when he was going double 3 onto the table, when that face got super rutted up and flattened out at the top, when he was going on because of the basically the levelness of the top of the table and the top of the landing, when he clipped it with the rear wheel a couple times and he hung that front wheel, I'm like, oh, dude. Because there was a couple times where he clipped it and he just rev limiter bounced into that single before the corner.
Yeah.
But no, man, he was just good.
A sketchy section all day because when they were doing that in free practice, I was like, dude, that single's way too tall.
Oh, yeah. Well, the problem, too, is that because everybody, like, the lift that you were getting to 3 onto the table, how far you were stretching it, like when you were dropping into the face, like it was basically digging a cup. And a lot of guys were landing in it and it was unloading the shock really hard. And a lot of guys were they weren't getting up and over. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think he rode good the whole entire day. Like he was feeling racy, or like RC likes to say, sporty. He was killing it all day. And there was a part of me that honestly thought that he was going to win that main last night after he took out Ando.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, we're 11 rounds in now.
Yeah,
and he's in second in points. Like that's not bad for Barsha.
What's even crazier is he's in second in points and he doesn't have a win yet.
Yeah.
And once again, we know that he's in second in points only because of certain things. But still, though, like he's in second in the points without a win. So I think that's even more impressive. Is the fact that he hasn't won one yet.
Yep, and just in honor of Cole, because he's not here, with a giant unit also. All right, Marv was third, and Marv at one point, we looked at each other and said, dude, Marv's coming.
Because he came out of nowhere.
I know, like 10 minutes into that main, he just all of a sudden was right there in third, like making time on him.
Only dude jumping through the whoops consistently, too.
And was fast through jumping through the whoops.
I honestly would have wondered,
BTW?
though. Yeah, I honestly would have wondered, though, had he switched to the left, because by the end of the night, as a lot of people seen, Eli was taking that left, and it was just basically a solid rut, and it was actually getting so deep that it was almost flat.
Yep.
So you literally were just almost hitting flat ground at that point.
Yep.
Like you had to worry about shifting too much to the inside and hitting the edge of where the whoop was still lifted. But like I almost would have wondered if it would have been even faster for Marv to start trying to like just bounce through that side, jump in, and then just go straight down. But he must have saw something on the right side. I only say that because when he would rhythm in, and I don't even know what his rhythm was. I think he was like going 3, 3, 4.
Oh, yeah, don't ask
I don't
me.
know what it was. Yeah, I don't know what it was. But it was whatever the middle rhythm he was doing. It must have been the face was still a little more lifted. It wasn't as flat, so he wasn't really driving forward. He was getting more
going
pop.
up. Yep.
And it would stall out his momentum. You know, especially because he was literally jumping into the face, so all his momentum was backwards.
Yep.
So he's kind of like, so I don't know if that's what it was, but Yeah, I mean, like you said, we looked at each other and go, Marv can win this fucking race.
Yeah.
And once
About
again,
10
though,
minutes in, yeah.
you got into lappers, though, and it was just a lot of this. A lot
Yep.
of moving back and out.
lot of
in
yo-yo
to odd,
last
out
night.
to in. Like, you didn't know where you were going.
There
and
wasn't the track worked essentially the way we thought it would
Yeah.
when we saw the track map. There wasn't going to be a lot of passing.
Yeah.
There was 2 180 bowl corners that I was like, okay, cool, this could be a spot. Outside of that, and literally both mains, it was a lot of follow the leader. You know, had there not been a couple crashes in the 450 main, had there not been that fight in the 450 heat, it would have been a pretty boring night, to be honest with you. So, 4th place, Chase Sexton. That's not bad for scrambling your dome twice already this year.
Well, like I said to you on the way back home,
Yeah, some
I
mistakes
think we're
were
starting
made.
to
Yeah.
see the effects of that. And because, dude,
Brain fog.
he crashed so many times yesterday in practice. So many times. Like,
Well, and then like in the main, he just stalls it.
yeah.
Like just randomly just stalls it on a straightaway.
Yeah, because didn't you say you thought he had bike problems? I didn't see it, and then
because
yeah.
it was like, I mean, he like came off I think it was off the wall jump.
Yeah.
And then was coming across the start straight there, and it was just like his bike stalled. How the fuck do you stall it coming off a wall jump?
yeah,
I don't even do that.
yeah. I don't know. But I think we are starting to see the effects of him knocking his dome from Minneapolis and then doing it last weekend.
Yep.
Because he's just making a lot of mistakes that Chase Sexton wouldn't normally make, and they are all mental. They're just dumb.
Yep.
They're just dumb. It's not how the track's breaking down. It's not like, for instance, I think it was Q1. So the elevated beach sand corner, like that corner on the inside, especially because you're jumping up into it. So you're pretty much jumping in, landing on the brakes. You don't have a lot of momentum to seat the bike into the ground, but you're tiptoeing through it, and he just he went into the apex, and he went to pivot, and he just fell over. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not like he buried it, and the bike just lifted on him really hard. He literally was, like, tiptoeing through, wasn't even leaning in, and then just fell over. And I'm like, what? Like, I know that corner is obviously challenging. We all know how Supercross suspension works in sand, especially with that slow of a corner. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, what? You just tipped over. Like, you just fell over.
100%.
So I think that we're starting to see the effects of it, and it worries me that because we are seeing the effects of it now, and luckily for him, we have a break coming up after this next coming weekend. But I think this year's going to be rough for him, man. I think this year's going to be rough for him. I think that he's already starting to feel it, and it's not good.
I mean, he is, let's see here, 7th in points, so that's not really.
No. And I'm just looking towards the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Because if it's already this bad, outdoors is going to be a struggle bus for him.
Cooper Webb, 5th place, so going back to Alden Bakers obviously isn't helping at all, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have the time to get into all that and make jokes about that.
Oh,
but,
we could.
I don't. No. Maybe the next show.
Maybe the next show.
No, he was just. I mean, we know he's got a bum wrist. So
He was just there.
I mean, what do you expect out of him at this point? He's literally riding with a damaged wrist.
He did look a little froggy earlier in the day.
He did, but I don't really know what else we're going to see out of him this year.
No.
He's got a bum ass wrist.
And by the way, anybody who's out there praising that he's gone back to Alden's and this is going to be the turnaround, you're fucking stupid. So stop it.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with
Like,
Alden.
just fucking
it was
stop
it was
it.
the bike, guys.
100%.
The bike was shit.
100%. Even though Ian's only taking 50% credit for it because the bike is junk and he's blaming the other 50% on them. That's false. It's the bike. You don't turn your fitness around that quick. Anyway, Jason Anderson, 6th place.
Yeah,
and
we
again,
talked about him enough.
Probably should have been. He should have at least been on the box. We'll just go with that.
Yeah, I'm thinking he would have won, but at worst he would have been second.
He didn't look as bad as I thought he was going to yesterday after how bad he scrambled his brain.
Oh, I
last
know.
week.
I know.
I thought we were going to see a lot more mistakes because he was processing things slower, but it wasn't as bad. But still,
like I said,
still wouldn't have had him out
I
there.
think he would have won, but at worst he would have been second for sure.
Dean Wilson looked sporty yesterday with a 7th place.
Yeah, good for him. I mean, after derailing that consistency in Detroit with a solid 14th or whatever
he was
it was.
so mad about that too.
Yeah, he should have been. It's fucking stupid.
Yep.
Like with all the factory guys that are out, like everybody knows I'm not a Dean Wilson guy, but I acknowledge his talent and how hard he works. Mm-hmm. With all the fucking factory dudes that are out, that guy should be sniffing top 5s.
Oh, yeah.
And it shouldn't even be a conversation.
Nope. But then you look at who he lost to last night. Tomac Barsha, Marv, Sexton, Webb, Ando.
I understand that, but
I just look at it and go, which one of those guys is he beating? I mean,
I totally agree, but to counteract that argument is we've seen him beat those guys before, though. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like it's one thing if he never was been able to beat these guys, but he was beating these guys as early as 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I just, like I said, not being a Dean Wilson fan.
I'm not really arguing with you.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
I know
it's
what
like
you're-
you
I
read
totally- yeah.
you read the list of the 6
I
names
totally
ahead of him,
understand.
and you're just like,
I totally understand.
but
what you're
then who's he beating
Yeah,
there? You know,
no, I
like-
get it. I get it.
Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I think when you're on a factory bike, though, you just
Yeah, well, speaking of factory bike, his teammate finished 8th there and hit the ground hard.
sitting on the top of that landing of that 353, probably going, "Why the fuck am I here in Indianapolis on a Saturday night?"
Exactly. But hey, all props to Mookie. Rode great. Halfway through, or with eight minutes to go, we were looking at each other going, well, Mookie could win this race because he was making a push. Then he hit the ground hard, sat there for a few minutes, but then he did finish.
Yeah, good on him. I mean, that just shows where he wants to be, how he wants to be perceived these days. You're off the train though about a win this year, though, right? At this point,
I don't know, man. Because
here's
fucking good
he
yesterday.
did. But here's the thing. The question I asked you is because we've been through this enough times now. What race do you see it happening? Because if I'm being honest
I don't
with you,
know, but I'm
it's
not
gonna
off
be
the train yet.
It's got.
I'm not off the train.
It's got to be the last round. That would be the only round I could see it happening.
Maybe.
I don't see it happening in
Still
Seattle.
counts as a win this year.
It does. I don't know which round you're going to see it at because we're not seeing Eli Tomac back off at all.
No.
Ando still obviously wants to prove something. Barsha.
Anybody who said that Eli was going to back off because he now had a 42-point lead is fucking stupid,
it was
too.
a conversation though. I never said it, but it was a conversation though.
No.
A lot of people thought it.
No way.
So that's the thing is where you like that. That's my question is what round do you see it happening? Because
In my opinion, it could happen at any because the way he's riding and what we've seen out
Could
of
be
him,
this-
including what we've seen out, what we
Yeah.
saw out of him yesterday.
might be the Speedway round.
In my opinion, it could be any of these rounds.
Could be
he
Atlanta.
has the speed to do it.
We'll see it in Atlanta.
He has the speed.
Yeah,
to
no,
do
yeah,
it.
for sure.
It's just everything has to come together. It has to click in his mind that night of I'm going to do this and I'm going to go for 20 minutes.
I'd say the Speedway round might be interesting, just depending on the track layout.
Maybe we'll see. Uncle Vince got 9th. Okay, Ryan Brees goes from 11th to 10th. Great
Shout
job
out to
friend
Ryan
of the
Brees.
show,
Good job, buddy.
Starling 11th, Cade 12th. So great finishes for all those guys. Then you've got Justin
Bogle.
after getting completely taken out by Justin Brayton. That was JB on JB crime in practice 2.
Yeah, and for anybody who doesn't know what happened, you can find it on Instagram.
Oh, it's
it
bad.
was bad.
It's bad.
It was bad.
And Brayton concussed, not racing last night.
Neither did Shane McElrath.
No, he was
Shane
out too.
Shane wrecked himself on that the 353 on off. He wrecked
Yeah.
himself on that. He clipped it and just bounced into the
Yep.
fucking single.
Yep. Freddie Noren, triumphant return for a 14th place finish.
Not bad.
So not bad. Brandon Hartraft's got to be pissed because Freddie beat him. 15th there. Friend of the show, Kevin Moran, 6. What the fuck is going on here?
Great radio, bro.
Oh, this is the Indianapolis results.
Yeah.
Huh. Kev got 16th, so that's cool.
Oh, nice. Got lapped 3 times, but he got 16th.
Got
Good job,
lapped 3
Kev.
times, but he got 16th. So, dude, I was so confused there because I was like, dude, wait a minute. Am I
I thought for
looking at
whatever reason he
fucking
got 17th, but yeah. Good job,
But
Kev.
yeah, but this is the Indy results. Okay, cool, great. Yeah, so great job, Kev, 16th.
Travis a little jealous. He got to hang out with Jet earlier this week.
I won't talk about it. Tristan Lane, 17th. So
Yeah,
good
that was a
job
little
for him.
surprise. Good
First
for
main
him.
of the, first main ever.
I'm pretty sure that's his first 450
Yeah.
main ever.
So that's cool. Jawan
After taking
Cross,
out A-Ray.
After taking out A-Ray, jumping into A-Ray, 18. It's so funny. He jumps into A-Ray, and A-Ray fights
It's
the
pissed
other
at
guy.
Gavin Ray. He's like, what the? New.
I can't wait to hear this story this week.
Oh, because
we all know what's coming out.
I might actually have to listen to Pulp for the first time.
Oh, it's going to be great. Carnell and Carne Asada, after all of his stuff, makes another main here.
Go check out
19th.
the OnlyFans. What? I don't even remember her name.
Hannah Ray.
Hannah Ray. Hannah _ Ray.
On Instagram.
For any of you who don't know, we don't know much information about it, but she's an OnlyFans
chick. AKA she's a porn star.
supported Logan Carnell.
touches her boobs for money, which, I mean, that's unfair. I'll touch my boob for money. Y'all owe me $20. Anyway, yeah.
Go check her out.
Sponsored him this week, so hey, whatever. Cool. Amart,
I don't want to talk about it.
20th.
I don't want to talk about
Who
it.
knows what happened to Amart, but we'll see because our boy Clutch Media doing the vlog for Amart this week.
He crashed. I'm pretty sure maybe Kev took him out because he crashed us
Hopefully.
early after Kev.
Hopefully.
After he passed
Oh,
Kev.
my God.
All of a sudden, Amar's just on the
The
ground.
best part ever would be if Kev took Amart out. Oh, that'd be awesome.
No bridge to hide under today.
Yeah, no bridge to hide under today for the trolls. So Rod Bell made the main 21st, and our boy Scott Meshy.
Congratulations, Scott Meshy. First 450
after
man.
a wonderful Texas Roadhouse dinner on Friday with
Wonderful.
us. Makes the main 22nd. On a 250, by the way.
On a 250, by the way.
On a 250.
And
Great
practice
job,
was
Scott.
rough.
Practice was rough.
Rough.
We need to get him a coach on whoops.
Yes, that was rough.
How much do you think it would cost us to get DV's not in Florida. Dude, you know what? I bet Burner's working for cheap.
Too soon.
Is it too soon?
Too soon.
I bet we could get him for cheap to help Scott out with the whoops.
But
turn him around like fucking what's his nuts?
Oh yeah, man. No.
Faggot.
Yeah, congratulations, Scott. That was badass.
Yeah, that was great,
good job,
man.
buddy.
All
Good
right.
job.
Anything else 450 wise?
No, not really. Not really.
Okay, I know, because you're just trying to get out of here.
No, there's nothing really. I mean, I think we covered everything because outside of the craziness that was the top five, nothing really else happened.
Yeah, that's true. It was a boring race. Like you said, it was.
Like I said, outside the top five, there was nothing going on. That was fun to watch, but there was really nothing else going outside of that.
Yep. All right.
Guys were just trying not to die.
250 main event results here.
That was a little bit more.
Hold on. 250 recap's going to be brought to you by our friends at Worx and Holester Co. GutterworksGutters.com for custom seamless gutters. Super nice people, Josh and Kayla. They were in Indy too. And Holester Co. making Kydex holsters for things that go bang bang, and they
boom,
also
boom.
sell things that go bang bang and boom boom, and all the boom booms and the bang bangs and the bing bings.
And the bang bang.
Check them out at miholsterco.com. Again,
Bang, bang.
links in the description below. So thanks to those guys for being on board with us this year. So 250's main event results. So Jet wins, which works out perfectly because I almost thought I jinxed that with putting up the post of can anyone beat Jet the rest of the year. Almost fucked that up for him. Sorry, buddy.
Not without some pressure, though, for the first time in a while.
Hey, you know what I forgot to tell you and Ashley last night? I saw the sickest, what's it called, Jet shirt yesterday.
Okay.
It was a Krispy Kreme Donuts logo that said Jet Lawrence.
Well, that's pretty cool.
I know.
On the front or the back?
On the front.
Oh,
I
that's
was like,
pretty cool.
that fucking sucks. I missed
Let
that
me guess, a 16-year-old girl was wearing it.
No, some dude.
Oh, wow. That's actually a lot different. Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, wow, you really misjudged that one, didn't you?
Well, I mean, anytime you see some stupid stuff like that, it's usually like a fangirl.
Anyway, I also wear Jet Lawrence shirts. I have 3 of them.
You're a fanboy, but never mind. Anyways.
Love that guy.
He's not really never mind.
He's 18. He's a man. It's
Okay.
fine. Everything's fine. Jesus. But what a night for him, dude. I mean, literally Heat 1, and he is on the ground at Mach 10 coming down the start
I told
straight.
you that I picked him for the first time in fantasy, and if he fucking crashes out, I'm going to be pissed at you.
Dude, but he gets up.
Thanks you, Hardy Munoz, by the way, for that.
Yeah, thanks, Hardy, you fucking asshole. Anyway, but he gets up, comes back, and wins the fucking heat.
Poor Chiz.
From literally last to winning the heat.
But
now, courtesy of Pierce Brown going down
the Brown, almost died.
Almost
That was
dying.
bad.
That was bad.
That was bad.
That was bad. But still, hell of a fucking ride.
Yeah, I mean...
Because let's face it, Chiz, he's not the fastest guy, but he's not the
consistent.
slowest guy,
No.
and he's consistent. So Jet had to be faster.
Yeah, that was... That crowd was wild for Jet. That has been a very long time since I've heard a whole entire stadium on their feet for one kid.
And FYI, he pronounced the RM Fantasy Drawing name correctly last night.
Yeah, it was Stefania instead of Stephanie. Jesus, that kid. I swear.
Man. But anyway, but dude, great ride for him. And then in the main, great ride. And like we heard on Cooksy's show, McAdoo fucked that up.
Yeah.
And what we mean by McAdoo fucked that up is it's like Ricky said on the broadcast, which we haven't watched the broadcast. Literally, we heard this secondhand. He said on the broadcast that McAdoo should sit in second until like the last few laps, and then when he knows where he's got a spot, make the move.
Because it was the
pass
whoops.
him. Yeah.
Oddly enough, it was the whoops. Like, we've been talking about how good Jet speed, whoop speed all year long was, or all year has been.
Yep.
McAdoo was straight up just faster than him in the
Faster.
whoop. And it wasn't really even close.
And Jet was searching, okay?
Yes, he was.
We watched Jet for the first 2 or 3 laps of that main go from left to right, right to left, jumping, skimming.
Jumping and then skimming.
Jumping and then skimming, like everything in those whoops to try to figure it out and could not figure it out. And then McAdoo got him.
Yep.
And then he spent however many laps behind McAdoo and was like, well, okay, let's see what happens here. And then he finally figured out, like, oh, if I go down the left side, I can just blitz these fuckers Mach 10.
Yep.
Sure shit. Next thing you know, he's right back on McAdoo and boom, makes the move and off we go.
Yep. And once again, it was, it was the same thing. Like, Jet also capitalized on a shit line from McAdoo because we're going into the beach corner. And McAdoo, I don't know if he thought the lapper was just going to get off halfway down the start straight and it was just going to leave him straight for the inside. But McAdoo got caught behind the lapper, had to check up real hard, buried it, and Jet just went around the outside and then came out of the corner at pretty much at the exact same time. But obviously, Jet could jump into the transition, and McAdoo kind of had to roll off, and that was the end of it. But
oh, man, I saw a picture this morning of that corner after the triple and Jet turning down to cut under McAdoo, and holy fucking shit. Literally, the guy's like, I couldn't stop it any closer than this, but he's like, there literally was half an inch of space between their tires, and it was close where he stopped it.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, literally, McAdoo checks up at all. They're both going down.
yeah, that was, I do really wonder, like, you know, I mean, Ricky is right. Like, McAdoo was just as fast, if not faster, than Jet the whole entire, like, that main, if he would have sat back and just marked him the whole entire time. And then, because that's the thing, if you think about it, if he would have done that, Jet would have been searching in the whoops the whole entire time.
Oh, yeah.
He would have not seen what McAdoo, and McAdoo on the last lap, if he would have been close enough, obviously, or even the lap before the last lap, could have just went down the left side, went around him, and Jet wouldn't have had enough time.
Yep.
That was it. So, yeah, I mean, he's right. And it's a bummer for McAdoo, because McAdoo made this comment in Detroit. He goes, I can't spot Jet 5 spots at the start.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm there, and I said this at the end of the show, I said, whether it's true or not, we know that you could, if it's in your brain and you think it, you can make it happen sometimes. And McAdoo was like, if I start next to him or start behind him, I'm as fast as him.
Yep.
And sure shit, he wasn't wrong. He was not wrong. To all of us that kind of thought that after Fortner and J-Mart went out and all these other dudes started crashing, that there was just going to be a runaway and nobody was going to be as fast as it. McAdoo proved us wrong last night. All the props in the world to him, man, because he was like, you wouldn't pay more attention to this because you're more of a Jet fan. When is the last time, take out the rookie year, so in the last 2 years, that Jet has got to start and somebody has straight up caught and passed him and been faster than him, in Supercross at least? Outdoors, we've seen it quite a few times.
We didn't
Supercross,
see Craig or Nichols do it at all last year?
no. Because Nichols usually was getting starts, or if Nichols passed Jet, it was because Jet made a stupid mistake. Now, I do believe that Nichols was just as fast as Jet, but it never really worked out that way.
Okay.
So, like, that's the thing. And Craig, like, no, Craig never did it at all. Like, I'm talking about Jet getting the start, somebody being behind them and catch it. I don't remember a time in the last 2 years where we've seen somebody be behind Jet and then just be faster than Jet.
That kid is just so fast.
But that's the thing, though. So we talk about this and the generational talent stuff. The fact that McAdoo,
Shout out Daniel Blair.
yeah, the fact that McAdoo caught and passed him and actually pulled away from him for
Yeah.
quite a while, that's fucking impressive. I don't care what anybody says. Like, anybody, because we were both sitting there and we go, well, is Jet, what's he going to do? He's either going to do two things. He's either going to sit back and be like, okay, like, you want this, I don't need
Well, there
this.
was about 3 laps. I was like, okay, he's just marking McAdoo. Like, he's just looking at lines, trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then after like 3 or 4 laps, I was like, dude, McAdoo's pulling away. Like,
Yeah.
he's not, like, Jet's not with him
Yeah.
anymore. And then,
So, and that's the thing. With conversation, me and Travis both looked at it and go, he's either doing two things. He's either like, you know what, yep, McAdoo, you want it. I got the 8-point gap. I don't need it. I can spot you 5 or spot you 3 points. Or he's going to sit back there and he's going to go, holy fuck, like, I have to wick it up now.
But does this make you feel like, does this win because of the way he basically, I mean, let's face it, he was not faster than McAdoo. I'm
No.
not going to argue that.
No.
But does this make you feel like Jet has taken a step in maturity
Oh,
as
for
far as
sure.
racecraft goes?
For sure,
Just sit
for
there
sure.
and then kind of figure out the line and then go, okay, cool, no problem.
Yeah, for sure.
Figure that line out and then just get himself back in position. And then he just,
Totally.
the opportune time was to go through the sand around the outside and boom, bang,
Which will be
get
really
it,
interesting in
took
the East.
win.
Which will be really interesting in the East-West shootout, because we talk about this with Craig, and being that it's a speedway, so we're not going to be as condensed.
Oh, it's going to be such a dick swinging contest.
So that's
It's
what I
gonna be
mean.
great.
So that's what I mean. Like, that's good. And now, the crazy thing is, we all just kind of thought just 1 week ago that it was just going to be Jet and it was going to be Craig.
Yep.
Well, now all of a sudden McAdoo's like, yo, no, I'm still here. Like, I may not win this championship, but I'm just as fast as you fucks are. It's not going to, I don't know if it's just going to be between Jet and Craig.
Yep.
If McAdoo fucking rides like that, will he win this title? Probably not, because 11 points down with however many rounds to go, even if he clicks off a couple wins, it's going to be really hard, because let's be honest, like, I don't think, and we'll get to him in a second, I don't think the guy who got 4th, who I kind of talked about after Detroit, like, he knocked his dome. He's not the same guy right now. RJ's got RJ problems. McAdoo can beat Jet if he rides like that. So that's the crazy thing is that I don't think the wins, Jets doesn't have it easy from here on out. Craig, we kind of have an idea that
He's got an 11-point lead, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess the biggest thing I'm taking out of all this, and I guess we don't even really need to talk about McAdoo because we are right now, same with Jet. McAdoo has made this shit interesting again, which kind of, let's be real, none of us really thought it was going to be interesting
Yeah.
after Arlington.
Well, thank God, because the West is definitely not interesting, and the 450s aren't really interesting as far as points go anymore.
No, not as far as points. As far as points, no. Might as well. We don't even really need to talk about
McAdoo second. Yeah, we already talked about it. Great night for him, and yeah, just proven that he can actually run that pace with Jet, which is impressive.
It is very impressive, and like I said,
he definitely took a step last year in speed. And I've heard it talked about with different people on different podcasts of like, look, the years prior when you were going this fast, it was balls out.
His brain was
heart rate,
dude. It was just blurred
brain
vision.
Couldn't keep up.
Yeah,
like,
it was
whatever.
blurred vision.
Now it's like that's your pace.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
So, but the only thing I have to say is it's so funny because when you sit there and you watch the two, and I'm not even talking on TV, I'm talking live in person. The difference between watching McAdoo go fast and watching Jet go fast. Jet, as we keep saying, generational talent, effortless.
Yeah.
He's going fast. He looks like he's out for a Sunday fucking cruise.
Yeah.
Okay. He's riding his local practice track, fucking just cruising around.
Yep.
McAdoo looks like he's going a million miles an hour. Like
Yeah.
he's
McAdoo-
all over the place.
McAdoo reacts with the bike, whereas Jet, basically, if the bike skips out on him, he kind of does the thing, and then he reacts, and he doesn't overstress
Yeah.
his body. Or McAdoo, like you just said, like he's reacting with that bike every second, and sometimes he has the strength to pull it back, and sometimes he just goes with the bike because there's just so much going on there. So, yeah, I mean, and I'm going to make a little shot at our other co-host, Cole, and I wouldn't care if he was here or not. This goes back to the whole thing with AC and Nick Way. Cole, suck a fucking dick. Nick Way is still with McAdoo. McAdoo's just fine. Get off my boy's ass.
Okay.
I like Nick Way, man. Don't talk shit about my boy. Fuck off, Cole.
I'm going to start the road trip to St. Louis with that.
Go for it. Go for it. Because I will argue this day and night, too. Me even not being an AC fan, Nick Way has nothing to do with the downfall of these guys.
All right. RJ Hampshire third.
Thank God he didn't kill himself this weekend. Jesus.
I mean, he was down a lot in practice.
Yeah,
Let's face it.
he fucking...
Oh, every time I turned around, RJ. RJ.
The left,
oh my God, RJ.
The left-hander before the wall, the second lap of practice, he blows the corner, and I just go, oh my God.
It's just, I'll tell you what, when I go to a race, and this is for anyone who's going to any of these remaining races where these guys are, the free practice when we get in, I watch Jet because he can figure out the track and he will do stuff that other guys aren't going to do. And it's really interesting to watch because he does really, like free practice, he does not really care about setting a lap time. He's just going around figuring stuff out, looking around. RJ, if you want to see crashes, just watch RJ all day because you will see yard sales.
And once again, this kind of goes back to the whole Chase Sexton thing with knocking your dome.
His eggs are a little scrambled.
His eggs are a little scrambled, kind of like our good friend Johnny Hopper. 2 + 2 is what?
Yeah. Anyway, back to the show.
Back to the show.
But hey, good on him. But I just think this is who he is. We hype him up every year as like he could be a contender or whatever. But
No, I was not hyping up RJ at all this year. I like RJ. I feel bad for him. A lot of it's been his own doing, but this year there were a lot of people, and even some of the people in our kind of inner circle, they were like, "Yeah, RJ," and I'm just like, I don't see what you're saying.
He's just fast.
Like maybe
he's fast, but he just can't keep it off.
And
the
for
ground.
me, I don't know where this comes from because I don't hype up RJ in Supercross. Outdoors all day long because I mean, dude, we saw it enough times last year. There were times for that 4-race stretch in the middle of the season. Fucking RJ looked like he could go out and get top 3 in the 450 class on the 250.
Yeah.
Especially those rides at Redbud and High Point and whatever the rounds were after that. I don't do that with him in Supercross because, like, same thing. His brain is foggy a lot of the times, and because we obviously know with Supercross things happen so quickly, he just can't slow things down in his mind. Outdoors all day long, I'll hype him up that he can go out and get a win anytime he wants. Supercross, I've never really been under the impression that he can go out and win. Like his speed is not the issue, but Supercross, like I don't think he can mentally be there for an entire main to get a win. I don't think he ever will, which sucks because he's so fucking talented and so fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just hit his dome too many times.
Yep.
That's just my opinion. I don't think it's ever going to happen for him in Supercross.
I don't think so either. So, Pierce Brown, 4th place, and that's
Luckily.
a good comeback because being down in that heat race and
He's a kid that
didn't finish it from the LCQ to 4th. I mean,
and he actually closed right back up on. That was another guy that was right
Yeah.
on RJ's wheel. He is another guy that is definitely thankful that there's a break right now.
Yep.
So
Got 2 weeks off, buddy.
he needs time to he needs time to heal. So good on him, man. Because honestly, I sat there after he got up and he was a little wobbly, and I was like, oh, I don't even know if he's going to show up for this LCQ or not.
Yeah.
And I would have not questioned it at all.
I was really nervous. When he walked off, though, I was like, okay, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mitchell Oldenburg, good ride for 5th. He looked okay all day, but it wasn't great.
I agree with what I don't know if it was Chris that was saying it or it was Kenny Watson was saying this, but like after you watched him in I think it was Chris. After you watched him in practice and you go, dude, he's got the speed, because like that first Q1, he went out there behind Pierce and RJ and he was getting frisky.
Yeah.
Like those guys were kind of like putting in a heater and then they pulled off. Oldenburg was putting like 4 or 5 heaters in a row, and I'm like, oh, okay, he must be feeling something today. And he was just kind of there. I mean, good for him. Like, he's just consistent, especially with how the series started for him. But I don't know. I mean, I guess I've always just expected a little bit more out of Oldenburg because we saw what he did in those star days. I guess this is just where he kind of is at his career right now, which is fine, I guess. But I don't know. I don't really have much else to say about him.
Yeah, I don't either. Moving on, Enzo Lopes from down in the heat and riding off. Down in the first corner there with Jet in the heat.
2 heat
and
races,
riding off.
2 weekends in a row.
Bro, yeah, going
What
to
is
LCQ.
What the fuck?
I don't know. Last week was weird because it was like the rubber thing on his front brake lever got caught in there or something, and they couldn't get it out. So that's weird. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with the bike this week. Probably just twisted up because he went down, like I said, with them. But coming back from LCQ to 6, I mean, dude, that's good.
Still top 5 in the points, I think, too.
Let's see here.
He was 5th going into this weekend.
Yeah, he is 5th.
Okay, good for him.
So
good for him.
Yeah, so this is a good year for Lopes. Chiz on the star bike, 7th. I mean,
Just kind of realizing that he doesn't have the sprint speed early of these guys. He
No.
can grind it out throughout the main, but yeah. And like you said, being back on a 450 in Seattle. Atlanta is going to be interesting to me for him because of it being an East-West shootout, but once again, not being a typical Supercross track.
Yeah.
Once again, Chiz is always another guy, even though I think the highlights of his career have been in Supercross. I've always kind of seen him as an outdoor guy. Stretch his legs a little bit. It'll be interesting to see where his speed is. It'll be really interesting because is he going to get knocked back a few spots with these West Coast guys coming in, or because it's not a normal Supercross track? Is that going to help him? So I mean, at best, I don't know. I don't see him much better than 5th, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
But for a guy that doesn't really care about the 250 class, and he's just taking this opportunity and run with it. Good for him.
Yeah. Jordan Smith, 8th, had a very Jordan Smith day.
He was
down
fast
a couple
all
times.
he was fast all day,
He was
but
down
crashed.
a couple times. Yep. Jace Owen, 9th. Jace Owen ran 3rd for a while because we were impressed that he was up there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like the first 5
Always
minutes
had
of the main, something like that.
But he's always had speed, so it's like
good starts and decent sprint speed to start with, but
Bike's
then just
fast.
fades. Yeah,
Bike's fast.
Cullen Park, 10th place. That's an impressive ride for Cullen Park.
Didn't see that coming.
Didn't see it till the end, and we were like, huh, Cullen Park finished 10th.
Yeah, because I looked up at the board and I'm like, oh, Cullen's in 10th. Well, good for him. Rookie, by the way.
Yeah.
For anybody who doesn't remember. And the only person on that Phoenix Honda team.
Yeah, I should have probably picked him for fantasy. Derek Drake, 11th. Speaking of your fantasy team.
Once again, though, I said this on the fantasy show, man. He has literally either been 11th or 12th. This is who he is. How do you get 11th and 12th every fucking round? This is where you at, buddy. 11th and 12th. Not bad, though. I mean, considering all the heart issues he went through. So if he's getting 11th, 12th, whatever, dude. Good.
Josh Farisi, 12th. He had a couple big ones during the day, so okay.
Yeah, he actually, there was one, like, I think it was Q1. He crashed on the far side after the finish, and he wasn't really getting up.
Well, no, he got up, and he ran to the top of that fucking last jump there and sat on the tough block on the top of it so he didn't get hit. Like, it was super weird. I saw that. I saw him, like, crash. I saw him get up, and he just runs up that jump and just sits on the tough block on top so he doesn't get taken out. And I'm just like, all right, well, whatever, which I guess is better than A-Ray.
Yeah,
who got
no
smashed. Dude, here's a surprise. Marshall Welton, 13th.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a surprise.
he's pretty much made every main this year other than Daytona, which is weird because the one round I would have thought he would have done his best at, he didn't make the main.
Yeah.
He's just sneakily been a, like,
in there guy.
13 to 18 range. I mean, and a guy that really doesn't give two shits about Supercross.
Yep.
So good for him.
Hardy Munoz. Hardy has a day every single day that has a race.
Hardy wakes up in the morning and Hardy chooses violence.
And chaos. Like, he
Takes
is
out
just
Jet and
chaos.
and then be's the reason for that Phil Nicoletti does not make the main. Phil, the left-hander before the booter double, literally just
Hey, all I gotta say is if Phil is pissed about that,
is he pissed?
I don't know.
Oh, I hope not.
I haven't heard
If he's
anything
not,
yet.
he's being a bitch.
If he's pissed about that, He go fuck himself.
He's
Like, I
been-
love Phil, but like, dude, that was a perfect. I mean, you're in the LCQ. The
Yeah.
fuck do you expect?
Yeah, I mean, Hardy was just giving it back to him. Like I said, for anybody who doesn't know, the left-hander before the booter double when he come back across the first turn, Hardy just rounded the corner and Phil went all the way inside and then arced it at the exiting and he took the line away from him. Hardy sat back for a lap. Unfortunately for Phil, it was the last lap when they came back around and Hardy basically did the same thing to him. And I think it was the right-hander before the 3-5. It was the right-hander after the whoops, I think. He just got inside and ran him high. It's like, dude, what? You're in the fucking LCQ with a bunch of kids. Like, they don't give a shit about you. They don't care. So, I mean, I don't know if he's pissed, but if he is, get over it, dude.
Yep.
Get over it.
We'll see. But anyway, yeah, Hardy 14th, Henry Miller 15th. God, Henry Miller, I should have picked him for fantasy yesterday too. There we are, 15th place, just solidly
Solid.
in the main. Do you remember when we used to make fun of Henry Miller for not making mains?
Yeah, Henry Miller, the only thing he was good at was outdoors. Now
Yeah.
he's just a solid main event guy in Supercross, so good for him.
Michael Hicks 16th. That's way better for Michael Hicks.
2 weekends in a row he's gotten in the main, so good for him.
Jarrett Fry did not crash and die this weekend, 17th, so that's good. Lance Kobush 18th.
Hasn't made a main in a while, so good for him.
Yep, Hunter Yoder 19th.
I think that was his first ever 250 main because
Yeah.
he's a rookie this year.
Luke Neese 20th, who I didn't pick for my fantasy because somebody told me it was a bad idea to pick him.
Look, bro, he has not made a main the entire year. What was I supposed to expect? Like, how do you go? How would
Here's
you
what
have,
I expected, 20th.
How would you expect that a guy that hasn't made one main the entire year hasn't even been close that all of a sudden he's just going to go out and like finish his best he's ever
I'm
finished?
so glad I don't have you to listen to next week.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
And local boy Josh Osby, 21st. That's an interesting story. We'll tell that story later.
Yeah.
And Luca
Marsalisi.
Salisi, yes.
Yep, Luca
Oh yeah,
Marsalisi.
the guy with the twisted T graphics.
No, that's a different guy. Luca Marsalisi is on a Yamaha squad.
Never mind. I was
The other
wrong.
guy on the Twisted T, which we don't even know, is Blaine Silveira.
Silviera.
Don't understand why he's got Twisted T on his
Names
bike.
all sound the same. Silviera,
Pretty sure
Marsalisi.
one's Italian and the other one's Marsalisi.
Marsalisi isn't Italian?
No, I'm pretty sure that's Italian. I don't think Silveira is. I think Silveira is like Hispanic. I don't know. Maybe.
All these kids are the fucking same to me, okay? They're young kids that ride a dirt bike and think they're cool. It's fine.
I mean, they're pretty cool.
Not at all. Anyway.
Whatever, dude. Whatever.
All right, so that was pretty much it. As far as our day went, being another day at the races there, not quite as long. We got lucky we had a hotel that was right behind the track, literally like a block from the stadium, so we got to go back, chill out, have a turkey sandwich.
Or two
after qualifying before the night show, so that was
Travis
awesome.
ate a lot of ice cream.
Crowd there yesterday
Was hyped.
huge and
Hypey.
hypey. Gonna get hypey.
Hyphy. It's been
Yeah,
a
they
while
were.
since I've seen a crowd that hyped.
That was a hyped crowd and a big ass crowd, so that was cool to see.
Especially after last year. Well, I wasn't
Yeah.
there last year, but still.
Weather was kind of shit outside though,
Which is
rainy,
unfortunate
cold,
because we
yeah.
left and it's a nice day out.
Yeah, it is. Anything else you can think of here? You want to talk about as far as the race?
No,
went
I guess we could
yesterday
just
that
kind of
really saw.
I guess we could just kind of go. 2 weekends in a row, track was treacherous. A lot softer than Detroit.
Oh, speaking of the track, designed
By some
somebody
video
from
game
a
kid.
video game thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
3,000 submissions.
Yeah, it makes
and
you wonder
this is
though
the
how
one we
much of his
picked.
initial layout was actually used.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna go probably 40%. I don't know. Seattle's coming this weekend. What do we expect?
42-second lap times because it's a small stadium, small football stadium again.
West Coast.
Moon dirt.
The moon dirt. I
gray-
forgot about
the
the
gray moon dirt.
I love the moon dirt, dude. The moon dirt is great, especially when they used to do day races. The moon dirt, the moon dirt,
Moon dirt.
the moon dirt was great because you would look at it and going, "I've never seen dirt like that
It's
before."
super weird.
Going back West Coast. I know Joe started riding last week. I don't know if he'll be there.
Oh, yeah.
Hunter was at Day in the Dirt. Mosman, I think, is fine. Didn't even realize this, but Robbie Wageman is apparently 5th in the points. That just tells you how that series is going. Hammaker is obviously not back. I mean, do we expect Craig Runaway again?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a hard time voting anybody besides Craig's going to win. But
Maybe
you never
Vince
know.
Freeze will get a second.
Uncle Vince could take him out.
God, that'd be awesome. I would love to
Make
see
things
that.
interesting.
I would love to see that. 450s, man, you don't even really know at this point. Like, Eli's been on a roll, but it's like, dude, the 450, it's so weird to say this because Eli's won 4 in a row now, but, like, you look at those 4 wins, and you could, I don't even care at this point. Everybody's going to be like, oh, you're an Eli hater. Whatever, I don't give a fuck. 4 in a row,
I mean,
but-
they're not wrong.
but could you Could you look at those 4 wins, though, and go, he won those, but he also had a little bit of help in all 4 of those wins?
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Because, I mean, look at Arlington. He wasn't faster than Ando.
Nope.
Ando beat his ass,
Yep.
but he won because Ando did a dum-dum move.
Yep.
Daytona, okay, he caught and passed Coop, but Coop had it with McElrath.
Yep.
Okay, so that's 2. Detroit passes Ando, but we don't see a battle all the way to the end. And then last night, like, he's in 3rd. Ando gets taken out when he's at. So it's like, yes, Eli did what he had to do. He won the races. He stayed up. He did what all the fucking bullshit. But it's like you look at them and go, if any little thing out of those 4 races would have been flipped just a little bit, you could go, maybe he doesn't win.
Yeah.
So, and that's the weird thing, too. The last thing I'll say is where you talk about this is the Eli we're waiting for. It's weird to say this about Eli because usually when Eli wins, it's fucking stamp that shit. Like,
But so last time we were at Seattle, I feel like Eli was really good. I feel like the last few times.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even remember the last time we were at Seattle.
Was it in 2019?
Did he win?
I don't know.
Because the last time, the one very specific race I remember Eli at Seattle was, I think, 2018 when it was a fucking mud fest.
No.
And he won pretty easily.
No, there was a different one. Wasn't it 17 that year he was dominating and he crashed like 3 times and still won that race or something?
Maybe. But that's not the race that I remember. The last race I remember at Seattle was 2018 when Anderson won the title that year, and it was an absolute mud fest. And Eli, like, smoked his clutch halfway into the main and still won the race by, like, God knows how much. I don't know. I mean, yeah, he's always been really, really good at Seattle because obviously soft, deep ruts, but it doesn't usually have a hard base. It's still tacky underneath.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. I guess part of me is just hoping that because these last 4 rounds, even though he's won 4 in a row, that because you could just say, hey, if something flipped, he wouldn't have won it. I think we're going to see a battle. I mean, maybe we saw enough battles at the beginning of the year, and then the last couple rounds have been kind of just marred by some shit. Maybe we finally get to see him and Ando battle all the way to the finish again. It's been a while, but I don't know, maybe. You know what? Just for the sake of it, I'll go Ando wins Seattle. I think Ando and Craig probably. I don't think you can argue that Craig's going to win.
All right, if you say so.
Maybe his bike blows up.
If you say so. I was trying to get results up here to see for the Eli thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't see Craig not winning. I'm just going to go with Eli because it's hard to see anybody really like beating him. I mean, Ando could, yes. Malcolm again could, yes, but he's just been really good. So I'm just going to go with that.
I mean, maybe.
So, all right. Well, that has been episode number 195 of the Moto Aftermath Show. Sorry, a little shorter one. We're going to have a couple more like this because we've got a few different things here for the schedule is so weird at the end of the year here. So we've got next week will be a normal show for Seattle. Then we're off for the off week there. Then we come back for
St.
Louis, which we are going to, but we are driving to. It's a 6-hour drive each way. Me, Cole, and Justin are all going. We will be doing a similar show to this after that round. So that'll be more just a race recap, not really any call-ins or interviews for that show. Then what do we got after that?
So after that, we are going to get together for the Atlanta round because that's a day race.
Yep. So the Atlanta round is going to be an interesting show too, which will probably be a short just race recap because that is Easter weekend. For all of you who know, I do have a kid, so we are trying to not have to get together on Easter Sunday. So we are going to watch the race and then do the show immediately after that. So that'll be an interesting thing.
And then the weekend after, we go to Foxborough, which is another day race.
Yeah, but that's fine. The rest of the ones throughout the season, we will do just normal Sunday shows. We won't do any more of these.
Because it's Foxborough, and then that's a day race. Denver's a day race, and then to wrap up the season finale in Salt Lake is also a day race.
Yeah, but there will be a couple more kind of weirdo shows for us, so do apologize for that. It's more, I guess it's more old school of us just sitting around talking about the race as opposed to calling people.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just the way it is.
And then not long after the Salt Lake show will be outdoor preview.
Yeah.
Jesus, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, we'll probably film the outdoor preview the week after the season wraps for what's it called?
Try to get some people on for that one.
Yeah, and then we'll put it out there, and then we'll go from there. So, all right, this has been another episode. Thanks to all our sponsors.
Thank you.
Links in the description down below. Thanks to everybody who watches, and we will be back next week wrapping up Seattle.